Chancellors are always evil. It's a little video game. That one is no different because he gets in your way.
Wow, the heights of evil they go to.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess
Is
we
that a
didn't
shot?
think
Is that a
that.
shot at Edmonton or something?
Kefka really is evil.
Yeah. Correct. And for some reason, you have to talk to both of these soldiers before you can actually talk to Kefka.
Can't believe how long that took me to figure out the first time I played the game. What am I supposed to do here?
What's interesting is in the Japanese version, the soldier on the left actually has one more line of dialogue than in the English version. It's like, for some reason, like it still exists in the English version, but it doesn't bring it up. It's weird.
Oh.
There are a lot of weird things in this game.
There are a
That's
lot.
just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. Yeah, if you think that's weird, just wait.
Yeah. I think
Well,
we're good. Yeah, I think even though it isn't an incentive this year, I think we're still going to have ban and ride a chocobo to.
We could make it an incentive.
Yeah,
I guess so. I mean, it's not. It's maybe like an hour or so away, so just don't make
People
it
have
too
time
high.
to donate for it.
Okay, let's do it then.
All right, so using the baseball signals that Poxnor has just provided me, we are going to set up a $200 donation incentive to do whatever it is they just said, because I was actually doing some donation processing at the time.
It's to have Bannon ride a chocobo when he's in your party, because the game designers didn't really think that you were going to try to do that, and the results, if you do, are pretty magical.
It is. It's worth it.
Well,
yeah,
you've heard
it's
the
hilarious.
You've heard the three of them on the couch. You definitely want to see it. I definitely want to see it because I have no idea what it is. So let's get $200 in and meet this incentive as soon as I set it up.
No. Yeah, Shadow. I don't name Shadow until
Thamasa, right?
Yeah, until I leave for Thamasa Island. It is actually kind of debatable about picking up Shadow in Sabin's scenario, just because having him does speed up some of the Imperial camp battles, and then you can also you can steal his equipment to use with other characters too. Yeah, he has ninja gear, which is speed boosting armor, which is fairly useful in the right situations. Get them!
So it wasn't worth it to move Locke into the back row before this battle?
Yeah.
Oh, because he's just stealing. Okay.
Because I just need to use 2 auto crossbows to win this battle.
You don't want to use fire?
Yeah. It's just a little bit longer animation for fire.
So, one common theme you'll see is the switching of equipment during a battle. It's often quicker just to switch things like your weapon and your shield in battle instead of having to open a menu and go into the equip menu. So yeah, you saw Puexel exchange the buckler for the mithril shield that was earlier stolen off Mog, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And the reason you didn't want to use any magic whatsoever during that battle is it causes, what would you say, about a 2.5-minute cutscene
It's long, yeah.
of Locke and Edgar talking to Terra about the nature of magic. And of course the game kind of assumes you actually used magic during the battle, so now there's this sad cutscene about how you're not different, you're one of us.
So that scene with using magic actually lasts until you get through this cave. So I don't want to use any magic in this cave either.
Go for it.
All right, we have a $30 anonymous donation that says, both my grandfather and stepfather died of cancer, and my mother had a bout with breast cancer, which she thankfully survived. Wait, what? Diabetes? Just take the money. Also, put Meta to bed and make Sarge flex. We have a $15 donation from Clement. It says, didn't have much time to watch the stream, but I still want to cheer you up. I want Sid to die because, in my opinion, the Celis on the cliff scene is one of the most striking scenes in video games. Keep doing what you do. I love you all.
Yeah, both that and the Rachel cutscene get me every time I see them.
We actually will see the Rachel.
Yeah.
We'll see Rachel in this run.
We have a $50 anonymous donation. Thanks to all the runners. It's been a great week. And we have a $30 donation from Bijax. Want to say thank you to all the runners. It has been a lot of fun to watch. Good luck on FF6, Puexel.
Thank you.
This $30 is to name Shadow Bijax. And we have a $30 anonymous donation, and $10 donation from Adam M, and a $30 donation from King Bahamut. And we have a $10 donation from Hot and Cold AF. It says, don't forget Kieran, Puexel.
Yeah, so right here are two of the no encounter tiles, so I'm trying to hit. It's generally where the darker and lighter grass colors come together on the map. Yes, in one of my earlier 100% attempts, I kind of forgot to pick up Kieran and Zozo, and yeah, not pretty.
So normally you get a tutorial here about relics, but the game assumes that you're going to talk to that guy who's standing right in front of the counter, but you can just avoid that by talking to the shopkeeper on the side.
This guy's kind of a troll though, just because you'd think he's actually going to ask you if you want the tutorial on riding the chocobo or not, but nope, it's mandatory.
You have no choice.
Here, by the way, are your seatbelt and helmet while riding this chocobo. Yeah.
So has everyone kind of forgotten about Demon Chocobo? We haven't had any donations.
So yeah, I've been keeping an eye on the bid war for Demon Chocobo, and currently it's at No is still winning with $191, and Yes is trailing with 135. So there was a fairly substantial outpouring of desire not to see the Demon Chocobo last time. But I don't know, maybe people will get tired of being able to read the text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or me being able to actually play this game comfortably too.
It was kind of fun while I was practicing last night for Final Fantasy Adventure, being in the practice room with Puexel while he was working on getting used to Demon Chocobo, and as the sun set in the background and the room got darker, the Demon Chocobo got worse and worse because that magenta became more vibrant the darker the room got. And
Yeah, and then Rinny decided to do FF10 too. So I had Demon Chocobo on one side and 10-2 on the other.
So the Atlas Armlet, even though the description said something like ups your battle power, it increases the power of, correct me if I'm wrong here, all the physical-based tools as well, but not the magical-based tools. And the auto crossbow is a physical-based tool, unlike, say, the flash, which is a magic-based tool. So that Atlas Armlet is going to make the auto crossbow do more damage. So without the auto crossbow, those brawlers wouldn't have fallen. Sorry, without the Atlas Armlet, those brawlers wouldn't have fallen to a single auto crossbow.
Yeah, because with the crossbow, I can one-shot any enemy in Mount Colts other than Tuskers. So if I run into 2 Tuskers, then I just run away. But if I run into a group that just has 1 Tusker, then I fight them.
The Tuskers, I believe, if you do a physical attack to them, they can counter. They counter with gore, and that really hurts.
So why did you have Locke run away there?
It's because he doesn't need as much experience as the other characters to get to the levels I want before recruiting Sabin. So it's a bit more efficient to have him run away from one battle that's worth a fair amount of experience. I basically just the first battle, one of the battle that has 4 enemies in it, I have Locke run away.
So here you're trying to get specific levels so that you can manipulate the level that Sabin joins at. So do you still do the same levels, like 10, 9, 8?
Yeah, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah. So he's getting Edgar to level 10, Sabin 9, and Terra 8, so that his average party level will be 9. And then Sabin joins at your average party level plus 2, so Sabin will be level 11.
And his level controls Cyan in the Sabin scenario, and it's just kind of a chain reaction from there.
Now, how about characters that can come and join like Shadow? Is their level redetermined by the average party level each time they join?
Yes.
Yeah, there's certain points in the game where it will re-average everyone's level. Like, after you go to the Massa and do all that part, and then everyone comes back, I think it re-averages party levels there.
Along with when you recruit characters in the World of Ruin.
Mm-hmm. When it does that, a character's level never goes down.
Yeah, because you can't have your level reduced from re-averaging if a character's net kind of previous level is higher than the average party level, then it stays the same. That's not actually relevant in the route I'm using, but that is how the mechanic works.
Metaflex sent you.
Sleeping.
The Apple iPoo is their competitor to the teddy bear.
Why did you switch to the Mithril Pike? Was that just to get the Mithril Blade?
Yeah,
onto
so that I
Locke?
can give it to Locke, so that I can basically shave a turn off of this battle. And I used the row command to move him instead of doing it beforehand, just in case the bears gang up on Locke. Metaflex!
Oh, I hope he doesn't act out pummel on the back of my head.
He looks too tired.
Yeah. A fun fact, Vargas actually has about 13,000 hit points in this battle, but you only have to do much less than that in order to trigger Sabin arriving, and then he's scripted to die after you use Pummel on him. That was kind of a game I made when I, as a kid, was to try to actually kill Vargas with Aura Bolt, but that is kind of not possible before your Doom timer runs out.
Now let's say, out of curiosity, let's say you ground Terra, Locke, and Edgar to insanely high levels. Sabin came in at an insanely high level. Would it be theoretically possible to kill Vargas?
I'm sure it's theoretically possible.
Probably.
Should have made that a donation incentive. Add 90 hours to the marathon. Oh yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, you could save, go to the end of the game, without saving again, grind up to a huge level and die, sending you back to the last time you saved with all the levels.
So, speaking of possible donation incentives, we have a $30 donation from Citilara, or Citiara, possibly. Sorry. The donation comment says, "Sing the fanfare song all together at each boss. What do you think?"
Yeah. How about Bannon riding a chocobo?
Bannon riding a chocobo is actually doing pretty well already. I'll get you the number on that. Also, while we're at it, and you're walking on this boring old world map for approximately 2 more seconds that I'm taking up by talking,
Safety save.
we have a $30 donation that says, "Hey friends, here's to hoping you don't spend 5 minutes wandering around trying to find Doomgaze." Signed, Desirect.
Thanks,
Also-
Desi. Desi actually discovered how to manipulate finding Doomgaze, so big shout-outs to him for saving like about 5 minutes on this run from that. So yeah, the reason why I saved there is because there's a very rare soft lock you can get during that last sequence there, where when you talk to the returner regarding the entrance, he automatically takes you to Bannon's room. But if the other returner that's kind of moseying around near the table on the side manages to get in between the first returner and your party leader, then the game gets really confused and throws up the surrender flag.
It just stops. You can't move at all. You're stuck. The MV soft lock.
Well,
Yeah.
I just basically named that returner soft lock with an E at the end. But yeah, that's I think you said you've actually gotten that a few times.
I've gotten it
but,
twice.
MV got it during a race once.
So now everyone always safety saves before coming in here.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
So the white cape protects against imp, but that's not the reason you get it.
That is a reason to get it in this run,
Oh, really?
for the train suplex.
Ah, okay.
Then the only things that can interfere with it are Berserk and Confuse.
Just as a note, we're going to cut off the Cyan name bidding war about the time Puexel enters the camp at Doma, and we're going to cut off the Gao bidding war right about the time he enters the Falls. So, Baron Falls, I believe. So get your donations in for those names soon.
So the reason Puexel keeps saying no to helping Bannon is if you say yes, you get a gauntlet, but if you say no 3 times, you get a Genji glove, and it's slightly quicker, actually, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's quite a bit.
Yeah, because you skip the whole cutscene of them having a meeting to talk about blah 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 Magitech, blah 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 Empire. Blah,
Wait,
blah,
we're
blah.
skipping Magitech stuff?
Just talking about it though. We don't actually get to see
Oh,
any.
okay.
And I'm also saying no because I've already stolen all of the treasure out of the returners' hideout, so I'm kind of done with them.
Now, is that Genji glove you get actually useful?
Oh yeah. It's a little more useful in the glitchless run too, because there's one boss that I have to use different strats for that involve the Genji glove.
We have a $100 donation from LCC.
Oh, hey LCC.
It says, how about we inject some good luck into this run, unlike previous ones? Put this towards naming Shadow LCC. Also, you'd better pick up Shadow in Sabin's scenario and get his ninja gear.
Maybe someday, when I do some rerouting.
Does LCC get Shadow there?
I think he does now, yeah. The big reason is to steal his ninja gear to give to Sabin and maybe other characters too.
So yeah, this raft scenario, or this raft scene, is kind of interesting for a number of reasons. First off, running away. I suppose you just run to the other side of the raft. Secondly, in something that's quite the opposite of a speedrun, if you have a turbo controller, there's something called the Leyte River trick, where the default direction you could choose to go just took you in a circle. You'd set the cursor to memory, have Bannon use health, have everyone else like auto crossbow or fight, walk away for a day, come back, and you'd be, level 40 and just power through the rest of the game. And one thing that's worth mentioning here, Edgar has been blinded, but blind has absolutely no effect in Final Fantasy VI.
There is one small effect that does. It prevents Strago from learning lores.
What?
He didn't actually see the move, and so it doesn't learn it.
Yeah, that's all it does.
Yep.
Okay then.
I missed out on Grand Train before because of it.
Still no pterodons yet.
Yeah.
If I don't get the pterodons, then I fight some stuff in Terra's scenario.
Yeah, so here he's hoping he'll get a battle with 2 pterodons. And if he does, then he'll level up Edgar from that fight. But sometimes the game doesn't give it to you.
Yeah, it's usually this, because the first 2 battles that I got in the river are forced, and it's, oh, there we go. And then it's often pterodons for the second one, but not always.
Now, why do you go into the magic menu while Edgar's auto crossbow animation is going off?
It's something called the wait trick, which is in most of the, it's in pretty much all of the active time battle-based Final Fantasy speedruns. Because when I'm in a sub-menu, the battle is basically paused. Neither my characters nor the enemies are gaining ATB. And if I do that while animations are in progress, in some cases I can shave enemies' turns out of the battle.
Oh, of course, because during Edgar's auto crossbow animation, the enemy's ATB gauge would otherwise be filling, but Edgar's wouldn't.
Yep. So that's basically for safety there, so that because Edgar's in the front row for this battle. So I don't want him to get beaten up too badly. And I'm also doing it during Edgar and Sabin's attack animations for the same reason.
Yeah, Ultros will get fewer turns.
Yeah, if everything goes according to plan, I'll beat him before he can use Tentacle on Sabin. Oh, just barely missed it.
Ultros' attacks are all scripted here. There's not really any randomness to what he does.
Yeah. Not in the turns he gets before I kill him, at least. The only random element is who he attacks at the beginning, but that's a weak attack, so it doesn't really matter. If he'd have kept going, he'd have eventually used Tentacle on a random character, but he doesn't get a chance to do that.
And if you attack him with fire, he counters with ink. And that's just
seafood soup.
Yeah, it's just it takes too long for it to be worth it to cast fire.
Yeah,
on
unless it's going to be the last hit on him. I think LCC has Bannon go into the front row too to do more damage with his attack.
Well, that affects Leo later on.
Well, I do that too. I just do it during Terra's scenario.
Oh, okay, I see.
Sorry, that affects Leo?
Yep.
Yeah, because Leo and Bannon share the same character slot.
Oh.
And so whatever row Bannon is in when he leaves your party, that's the row that Leo will be.
Interesting, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Because you want Leo to be in the front row when you fight Kefka at Thamasa. And having Bannon leave your party in the front row lets you skip having to change Leo. Right? Yeah, having Bannon in the front row lets you skip having to change Leo's row before you fight Kefka.
So we have a couple donations related to opera roles.
Oh, I'm scared.
We have, this is actually good for you, Essentia. We
Oh.
have
Ooh.
$25 from Enyira/Sarah. It says, had to witness the Nobody Suspects a Thing % run of Secret of Nevermore. And then I see that Metasigma is not supposed to have an opera role? No. I put my $25 to having Metasigma play the role of Maria. Use this money well. Of course, he's still way behind Spud, but... Oh man. Well, here's another donation, $75 from an anonymous donor. Since I just missed his Secret of Evermore run, $75 for Metasigma singing the opera as Draco, because we need more of his soothing voice. Yay. And that does put him in the lead for Draco at the moment.
You're gonna help me sing for this, right?
I don't know all the words.
I don't either.
So he's just pulling
Yeah.
them up.
Mustache Man, the samurai, you can do it. I need his name right now. Okay. All right. So like that. All right. Mustache Man, give me that black belt.
So this is the part that all speedrunners hate.
Yeah, so the reason that Quexel just turned up the battle speed is because he wants the enemy attacks to come quickly, because he's just going to use Retort to take out this enemy. The common item drop from this enemy is a black belt, which is very useful. However, there is an utterly useless rare drop. I can't even remember
Phoenix
what it is.
down.
Yeah.
Black
Yay!
Yeah, it's like a 1 in 8
1 in
chance
8, yeah.
that you'll get a Phoenix down.
Good job, Mustache Man.
It was all the singing.
Yep.